We have been lied to about what makes a man powerful. Modern media loves to show us alpha archetypes who punch walls, flex their muscles, and scream at the top of their lungs to demand respect. But honestly, is a woman that doesn't scream strength to me. It screams desperation. Think about it. When you see a guy completely unraveling, losing his temper over the smallest slight, it's not intimidating, it's predictable. Masculine energy does not mean anger. No, not at all. In fact, there's nothing more magnetic, nothing more genuinely attractive to a woman than a man who holds absolute chaos in his hands but chooses absolute calm. Real masculine energy is control. Today we are looking past the loud noise to break down the psychology of silent power through 6 iconic anime characters who prove that true strength is not delivered through a shout, it's delivered through a stare. Let's start with the blueprint of this entire concept, Itachi Uchiha. When Itachi walks into a room, the entire gravity of the scene shifts. He doesn't carry a giant weapon, he doesn't boast, he speaks in a quiet, almost gentle monotone. Yet, the strongest shinobi in the world freeze in their tracks. There's a specific line that perfectly encapsulates his entire existence. A line doesn't shout, he makes everyone silent just by a look. Think about the sheer amount of psychological resilience that requires. Itachi bore the hatred of his entire village, the curses of his brother, and the weight of a historic tragedy. Yet, you never saw him rage. You never saw him throw a tantrum. A man who just watches even after hearing an insult is dangerous because his mind is above his emotions. When a man's mind sits entirely above his immediate emotional triggers, he becomes unshakable. To an opponent, that is terrifying because you cannot manipulate someone who doesn't react. And to a woman, that emotional maturity is incredibly striking. It shows a man who is a safe harbor, not a loose cannon. Next, we have Commander Erwin Smith from Attack on Titan. Erwin is a leader who constantly has a target on his back, dealing with political backstabbing, insults from nobility, and the literal extinction of humanity. Lesser leaders would use fear, tyranny, or aggressive outbursts to maintain control, but Erwin operates on a completely different psychological wavelength. Respect isn't gained by force, it is gained by presence. Erwin's presence is massive because he has done the heavy internal work. He knows exactly who he is, what his mission is, and what it costs. When you have that level of alignment, you don't need to force people to look at you. Your energy pulls them in naturally. And presence comes when a man controls his anger, because Erwin filters his rage into strategic vision rather than petty outbursts. His soldiers don't just follow his orders, they willingly march into the jaws of death for him. That is the ultimate testament to a commanding presence. After that, we have the copy ninja, Kakashi Hatake. Early on, Kakashi gave us a masterclass in what it means to be entirely unbothered. While everyone else is screaming or panicking on the battlefield, Kakashi is pulling out a romance novel. On the surface, yes, it's a brilliant comedic gag, but psychologically, it's a massive power play. A man who reacts to every single thing is not powerful. He is predictable. If I can insult you and instantly make you angry, I control you, right? So your enemy controls you. Kakashi understands that by refusing to match his opponent's loud, erratic energy, he forces them to play by his rules. He watches, he analyzes, and he remains a complete mystery until the exact moment he decides to strike. Speaking of characters who refuse to waste their breath, we have Captain Levi Ackerman. Levi is arguably the most lethal human being on his planet. He could easily walk into any room and bully everyone into submission. Instead, he's usually the quietest person there. Everyone in a room can be loud, but the strongest one is the one who doesn't need to prove their value. When you are truly secure in your power, your capability, and your worth, you feel zero urge to broadcast it. Believe it or not, loudness is often just a mask for insecurity. Levi doesn't need to explain how dangerous he is. His history, his focus, and his quiet competence do all the talking for him. To see this psychological transition in action, we have to look at the beautiful dynamic between Zuko and Uncle Iroh. Early on, Zuko was the poster child for reactive, toxic aggression. He was constantly shouting, easily manipulated, and completely predictable because his identity was entirely tied to proving his value to his father. He thought masculinity meant dominance and rage, but Uncle Iroh showed him a different path. Masculinity doesn't mean aggression, it means stability. Look at the stark contrast in the final Agni Kai. Azula has lost all control. She is loud, aggressive, and completely unraveled. Zuko, having finally internalized Iroh's lessons, is an immovable rock of stability. He isn't fighting to prove his worth anymore. He is fighting from a place of pure, centered balance. That shift is what transformed Zuko from a frustrated boy into a true leader. Finally, look at Shikamaru Nara. To Shikamaru, letting your emotions dictate your actions is simply a drag. While others are blinded by pride or anger, his mind operates completely unhindered by ego. He steps back, lets the loud voices exhaust themselves, and subtly changes the entire game. When you look at all these characters, the common thread is clear. True masculinity isn't about how loud you can yell or how much space you can aggressively take up. It's about being the anchor in the middle of a storm. As a woman, I can tell you that there's nothing more deeply attractive, nothing that commands more genuine respect than a man who possesses this kind of emotional mastery. When a guy can look at an insult, look at chaos, or look at his own rising anger and choose to master it rather than let it master him, that isn't just powerful, that is the ultimate sign of a real man. Let me know in the comments below which of these characters do you think handles their power with the most control. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe for more deep psychological breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next video.